Hello and welcome to day 7 of the CoronaBLOG. The aims are to learn some English, escape from the daily routine and look at Italy from the outside and back inside, connected to coronavirus. My name's Mark Brophy. Here's a little bit of background information and let's move on. Today, one of the key terms we're going to look at is profiteering. Now, what does this mean? Does it mean to make a profit? Yes, but it means to make or to try, to seek means to try to make an excessive or unfair profit, maybe even illegally. Okay, here's a nice example for people in the Anglo-Saxon world. A week or two ago, we're going crazy, as we saw in our first edition of the blog, for toilet roll. Profiteering is, if you look closely, look at the price. Other examples from a few weeks ago, there's a famous brand of hand disinfectant in Italy. The name is Amochina, and this ran out after about one day, and the prices here also escalated. So people trying to sell this were accused of profiteering, selling it at this exorbitant high price. Profiteering. Key people. Most days, not every day, but most days we're looking at a key person, so key people. Who's this guy? His name is Dr. Mark Ali, okay? And he's the Chief Executive Officer of a company he created called the Private Harley Street Clinic Limited. Now, Harley Street, for people who live in the UK, means something, okay? His company organizes tests for coronavirus. So, Harley Street, as I just mentioned, is the most famous road in London for doctors, rich doctors with rich clients, okay? Exclusive clinics and doctors. So, the private Harley Street Clinic's premises means the physical place, the office or the factory. The premises, where are they? It's called the Private Harley Street Clinic Limited. So they must be in Harley Street. No, they're at Mark Ali's flat in North London. Okay, he probably has a big flat, but it's just a flat. Okay, why is he in the news? He's a key person. Okay, this is a headline from 2-3 days ago. Shortage of virus tests in the UK. Law means to attract profiteers and con artists. A profiteer is a person who practices profiteering, and another word is con artist. Here we can see the doctor, Dr. Mark Ali, made, if we skip to the end, £3 million on testing. Very simply, he bought tests at one price and he sold them to the public at this price. People thinking they were getting an exclusive test because of the name Harley Street. Okay, slagging off. Slagging off means criticizing. His defense? On the contrary, he said, I met a national need at the point when the government was doing little. So the government was slow to act, which we've seen in many countries at the beginning. Dr. Mark Ali was very quick to act, and so he made a lot of money. Con artist, as we said before, is a person so the con artist is the person guilty of racketeering or profiteering. It's the same word you can see there. And a scam is the operation. So he organized a scam. Okay, so here is the picture again, Dr. Mark Ali. He's made a lot of money. Is he a racketeer or a saint? Today, I checked on his website. This is taken from his website. He is claiming that he was doing this to help the country, and that it was clear from the beginning that profits that he made would go to help the National Health Service, the national cause. I looked on the website, this was written nowhere, but anyway, that's what he's saying today. Okay, let's look at telephones. Telephones and virus. Normally, the virus attacks the telephone, destroys the software. Today, we're going to look at different things. How the telephone is playing a key role in the development of this pandemic. Number one, communicating. The UK government made a decision on Monday to lock down. Boris Johnson made an announcement on Monday evening. So the UK government asked phone companies, Three, Vodafone, British Telecom, etc., to send a message. I have a UK phone number. I received the message, a text message to all their clients. Technically, this was not sent by the government. Okay, so it's not really Big Brother. It's a bit like a WhatsApp group. So the government sent the message to the telephone companies and said, please send this to all your clients. A bit like WhatsApp group. Okay, number two, we're looking at the apps. Okay, in South Korea created an app called Corona 100 meters. If you check South Korea, they have probably been one of the, maybe even the most successful country in the world at dealing with this. They had an app right from the beginning, so you knew if you were 100 meters, within 100 meters of an infected person. Maybe in other countries, especially in Europe, there would be lots of issues of privacy, but South Korea thought this was worth sacrificing. In Lombardia, where I live, phones were used to check if people stay at home. So on the 18th of March, this is when we were already in lockdown, the region asked the telephone companies to check, and the data came back saying that 40% of people had left their houses. That's a lot. The children were at home, the old people should have 40%. So based on this, or using this evidence, the government then decided only 2 days later to make far more stringent controls. One that we talked about before was physical exercise outside. We still see this in many countries. This stopped on the 20th of March as indirect result of checking phones. Number four, the smartphone itself physically carries the virus. It's a shiny surface, glass. The virus loves sitting on glass. It loves sitting on surfaces that are non-porous. So, 3 pieces of advice. Wash your hands. Get a phone case. If you have a plastic phone case, you can wash it. Clean your phone. Clean your phone as often as you can. To finish with, we're looking at big cities. The virus needs lots of people. The virus needs people. The virus cannot live outside of people or other animals. In this case, people. Where do people live? Well, they live all over the world, but they tend to congregate in cities. The virus loves cities. So here we have a graph tracking the movement of the virus, not in countries, but in cities or metropolitan areas. So, for example, we have Catalonia, which is a bit more than just Barcelona, and we have Lombardia, which is a bit more than just Milan. But they are very, very densely populated areas. So we're tracking here the movement of the virus. There are 3 different lines. Okay, these lines show if the case is double, triple, or quadruple, and they show the rate. You can track on this graph New York, Catalonia, Madrid, Lombardia. So we can actually see, taking from when we got to the 10th death, so it's not a very nice starting point, the 10th death is the starting point. From there we can see some areas in the world are actually progressing faster than Lombardia did. Whether they will continue to do so remains to be seen. London is just under, okay, but New York and 2 or 3 other places are over. Well, that's it for today. So, summary, we looked at racketeering, making illegal profit, racketeering, profiteering, scam, all of these things. And our example of this was Dr. Ali. He was the person we chose for today. We looked at phones, how they're used in different areas, and we looked at the key metropolitan areas of the world, London, New York. Okay. Thank you very much for today. See you all.